beloved and holy and only child of our Heavenly Father, child of the one source, child of light, divine. That is who you are. Take it deeply into the consciousness and contemplate what that means. I am the one known as Jeshua ben Joseph. Jesus, you have called me. And it is in great joy that I come to abide with you this evening in your timing, as you have chosen once again to call me forth. A special, great joy in this evening, for truly, those of you so gathered here have been called for a special evening together. You have looked around and you have wondered, where are the rest of the people? Why is it a small in numbers group? And I will say unto you, it is small in numbers, but large in heart. You are the ones who have volunteered, yes, a long time ago, to be incarnate at this time, to come ahead of time, to pave the way, and to be here now for what has been predicted and prophesied to be the great shift in collective consciousness. And it is a shift that you have prayed for, that you have tried to envision, and you have spoken to the friends, the ones who would listen, that there is much more to life than just the daily activities and getting ahead in the world and trying to solve all of the challenges of the world. There is light, you have said. Be light-hearted. You have joked. You have come up with the funny sayings in order to enlighten the atmosphere in the workplace and in the friends, relationship with friends, so that you have added more and more light. And the collective consciousness is feeling it. There is a wave that is happening. And it is because you have been willing, one more time, to come into a reality, lowercase r, that still believes that there can be challenges, that there can be duality, that there can be the harshness that has to be healed. Truly, there is nothing that needs to be healed except for the vision to see the holiness of every situation. That is what we will speak of in this evening. And it is not by accident that you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and beloved elder are here in this evening. To take deeply into your heart the words, but more than that, the feeling of this evening in preparation for the shift. You have often been the masters, the ones who have been acknowledged as the wise woman of the village, the wise monk who knew how to access other dimensions. You have been the one who helped in birthing a new consciousness, not only birthing physical beings, but a new consciousness. And so once again, you are here to lead the brothers and sisters into the preparation for the shift in consciousness. Welcome, come in. As has been prophesied, in the next 12 to 15 months of your timing, there is going to be much of change, much that will look to you very different. You will look back upon this time and you will wonder, how could such changes come about? As now you look back in the last decade, the last 2 decades, even 4 or 5 decades back, and you can see the change in the collective consciousness thinking. In your timing of the next 12 to 15 months, as much change is going to be happening as has happened in the last 5 decades. So hold on to your hats, as they say, because there is going to be day by day great leaps of understanding. Ones are ready to shed their heaviness. Ones are ready for peace. Ones are ready to know love, to know relationships that can be uplifting. They have been calling out for healing. They have been calling out for answers, to understand that life doesn't have to be as hard as the world has suggested to them, and as hard as the peers and parents and even friends have said to them, well, that's how life is. But you are very much in process of changing how life is. So you will see day by day as you run into the friends who used to be quite stuck in their, I will not call it negative thinking, but in their feeling that there isn't too much hope. And you will see that they are beginning to have hope. They are beginning to see things a bit differently. And they feel lighter. They don't understand why, but they feel lighter, especially when they are with you. You are the leaders, as you have been many other lifetimes, and you are saying, who, me? Yes, you. Otherwise you would not be here in this evening. Otherwise you would not be listening to the sound of my voice. You are the leaders who are bringing about great change. Now, preparation. In truth, you have already been doing much preparation. You have been awakening in the mornings and you have been asking to see miracles in the day. You have been asking to know the positive of life and being grateful for what is in your life. All of nature, all of the friends, all of the books, all of the gatherings that you are called to go to. You are finding that you are grateful for everything that happens, even if at first it may seem a little bit strange. But you find that you know everything works together, as I have been saying to you for a long, long time. Everything works together for the realization of at-one-ment. For truly there is only one. Everything you perceive is you, because you are bringing it forth. Where does it exist? Ask of yourself, where does it exist? In your perception, in your mind, what you see. You are projecting what you believe is possible. You're projecting it out, and then you see it as it would be in a mirror coming back to you, and you say, oh, okay, that must be real because I see it. But you have the idea first, and you are projecting it out. So as you have been changing, and you have, in your mornings when you first wake up, throughout your day, as you will acknowledge that perhaps I can see things differently, you are changing your perceptions. You are changing your world, the world around you, because you are projecting a different image of what can be. Try it on for size on the morrow. Say, when you first wake up, I am going to see miracles in this day. I am going to see happiness, lightness. I am going to see friends who want to be in the same light space. Everything that comes, and you will notice that how you hold a certain idea, how things fall into place miraculously, how things just happen to time themselves perfectly. And you say, hey, that's really cool. I like that. Be aware that very often that which you have asked for comes to you. Be aware of the little nuances of every day, because there are miracles every day that happen. They have to, because you have set your mind to see miracles. And they come because you expect them. That is the number one ingredient in preparation for the shift, is expectancy. I expect to see miracles in this day. I expect to see light in this day. I expect to hear laughter and to feel joyful. And you can add to that your own expectations. Keep them positive, and that is what you will find in the day. Expectation, expectancy. Because that which you expect is what you are going to see. It is going to come to you. Now, I know for a long time you have been caught up in the morass of the world situations. Expect to see miracles happening there as well. Expect to see other ones finding that they are truly able to change their lives. Now, I know the world has spoken that there are many who are suffering. You have projected that out because that has been old generational thinking of what you have been taught the world has to be. And you have said, please do not bring that to my doorstep. It's bad enough if it happens far away and I learn about it. That, when it comes up for you, and it will, say, no, that is not what I expect now. That is old generational thinking that I have subconsciously taken upon myself and expected to see, because the parents expected that. The brothers and sisters that you grew up with, your peers, this is what they have expected to see as well. And so, they see it. But you are moving into a new space. And the brothers and sisters that you interact with are also moving into a new space. Expect that they will move into a new space. Because they truly are. They are waiting just for that little snap of the finger to make a change. And you may speak to them of the power of expecting the good. You have had a saying some decades ago, even became a bumper sticker, expect a miracle. Well, take that as your motto. Every day, expect a miracle. And you can be very specific about it if you want to. I expect a miracle as regarding the balance of the golden coins and the amount of work that I do. I expect a balance in my life. And you will find that it will come because you will be asking to see it, and you will know it will happen because you expect it. There is truly only one. You look out, and because you have been taught to see many, you see brothers and sisters. You project out this belief. But truly you are the one expressing as the many. And that in itself is a miracle. That you can do such an expectation that you are going to see hundreds, thousands, or more individuals, seemingly individuals, upon the face of our Holy Mother Earth. But stop for a moment and ask yourself, where does that idea come from? Well, it comes from my belief that there are many people inhabiting the world. Maybe I can see this differently. Maybe there's only one of us. Maybe there's only the I, the we. We. Start working with the word we. Because you are joined to all of the ones that you yet see because of the belief in the many. So start working with we. We feel peace. We are happy. We are enlightened. And then you come to a place where you begin to understand that the mind is showing you many because you have been taught that there are many. But maybe it's all a projection of the one. Play with that idea for a while and see how powerful you are. I have spoken to you throughout the years about how powerful you are, how creative you are, how you create everything that is in your world, in your experience. You create everything. And if you create it, where does it start first? It starts with an idea in your mind. So, you begin to expect that things are going to be different. Things are going to be easy. I am going to have everything I need. You have always had, throughout this whole lifetime, everything you needed. There have been times when you have wondered, is it going to come through in time? How is it going to happen? And yet, you are here in this evening. You have been fed, you have the raiment, you are taken care of, you have a dwelling place, you have a vehicle, you know how to get around. So always, you, as the one creative mind that you are, will always take care of you. You can rely on that. Even if you have to call on me and think that I will do miracles for you, I will. But it is truly your belief that does it. But if you want to call on me to do a few miracles for you, that is okay too. I'm happy to do that. It's easy. Begin to understand your power. Begin to understand how light you are. How light everything in the world, your world, can be as you project light, as you feel light. Physical lightness, yes. Emotional lightness, even more. And understanding that I expect to feel light. I expect the brothers and sisters, as I still see the one expressing as the many, I expect to see them moving into light. And as you work with expectancy, as you work with changing belief, it is powerful. That is why I can say to you that in the next 12 to 15 months, you are going to be in a very different place. And you're going to see your world in a very different place, because you are projecting what the world is. Now, do not take, from what I have just said, guilt upon yourself and say, people in other countries are suffering because it is my belief that they are suffering. I am guilty. No, you are not, and they are not. In truth, they are not suffering. Oh my goodness, how can that be true? My news media tells me that there is chaos, there are uprisings, there are the military that is doing horrendous things. How can that be true? In truth, they are not suffering except as how you believe they are suffering. What if you believed and expected that they are going to come to peace? Might happen. Not only might happen, it will happen. It has to happen because you are the extension, as we have said many times, of the one creative principle. You create everything in your life. That is how powerful you are. The mind cannot take that in. It can work with it, it can play with it. It can toss it around and find all sorts of objections to it. But when you work with the heart, with the feeling of the expectation, then you come to the truth. Work with loving everything that comes into your experience every day. Love it. Thank it. And know that truly you have put it there as a gift. Now I know many times separated ego has said, big gift. And has wondered, what are you going to do with this gift? But everything is a gift that has led you to this place now where you are ready to hear that there is truly only one, expressing as the many, yet as there is that belief. And how you are changing that in your preparation for the shift is with expectancy and with love. Expecting that things are going to be different. Expecting that you're going to love everything in your life. Wow, big order. And it seems to be big, but you've already made great strides in moving into that space of saying, I want to see the good in this. I am willing to see the good in this. You've already made great progress. So when separated ego will speak to you that that's too tall an order, I can't do that. I can't love everything and count everything as a blessing. You just say back to separated ego, hey, I've been doing that. Where have you been? You didn't notice. I've been moving into a space of great gratitude for everything I know that I am out picturing. Work with loving everything that you see, everyone that you see. Work with, play with, experience loving yourself. Because you are the one who is creating. You are the master. As we have spoken many times, and you have heard the words, and you have said, oh, well, that sounds good, but how come I have all this manure in my life? Well, it's because you want to grow. And so you do. Work with gratitude for what you see in your life. And then bring that back home to yourself, to loving self. And say, hey, you know, I've really done a good job in this lifetime. I've come through a lot of challenges, worldly challenges. And I've been able to see the good in it. Maybe not right away, but later on, I could see the good in it. Because truly, you have allowed healing in a lot of areas where at the time, when you were in the middle of it, you didn't think there could be healing. Relationships, especially. You have felt that whatever was happening would just stay that way. But things do not stay. They are always changing. Because you are always changing. And so that which seemed to be static, hurtful, harsh, later on with the hindsight, you began to see the gifting in it. And you said, I wouldn't be here in this space now if that hadn't happened. It was exactly what I needed to give me a push to get to the place of understanding. And so then you live in a place of gratitude. You live in a place of saying, wow, there must have been a divine plan. And then you move one step closer and you say, I must have had an idea, a future self of me that was going to be able to look back on this and see the healing in it. Because you have, in every moment, what you would understand as a concept of future self. Play with that for a while. It is powerful. Play with being the future self of you. What is the future self? And it may be like the next day or the next year or 10 years. What is the future self of me going to be doing? Where am I going to be? What do I want to be doing? What can I create? That is powerful. And that is part of the preparation for the shift that you are bringing about. Loving self, being grateful for everything in your life, seeing everything as a miracle, being able to look forward to the future self and say, Self, how do you see what I am going through now? Put it forward perhaps the 12 months. Where are you going to be in 12 months? Well, separated ego says, well, I don't know. Well, separated ego doesn't know. But the future self of you does know and does exist even in this moment. And you can access it by expecting to access it. That understanding of expectancy transforms your life. It hastens the shift that has been prophesied, and you believe in the prophecy, and you know that something big is going to happen because it's been prophesied by many, many people. Therefore, it has to be true. Of course, the many, many people are projections of your belief, but it comes from the one divine source of you that says, it's time. It's time now to know the one self, the one creative energy, the one that is expressing yet as the many, the we of us. We are doing really well. We are bringing miracles into existence. Wow. Hey, that's really great. I can speak that to the friends. We are really bringing about change. And it is true. So you speak this to the friends. Some of them will understand and be happy about it. Other ones will say, that's very strange. But that's all right. You've created them in order to perhaps have a bit of feedback. And in time, you are going to bring about only the ones who are in the same resonance with you, because your belief and your projection is going to show you only harmony. Like, wow. Feel that? You can feel that in the heart. The mind sometimes has a bit of a problem with it, but the heart knows. The heart feels love, oneness. And then the heart instructs the mind to see things differently. That feeling that you just experienced of like, wow, that would be so great. Love, harmony, ease of living. Wow, that feels so good. What if that could be true? And the heart then sends that to the mind and says, hey, how about if we project agreement with friends? Even agreement among nations. That seems to be a biggie. But there is, in truth, no difference in order of what is hard and what is easy. Everything is truly a miracle as you project it. Those of you so gathered here have asked that you be the pivotal teachers, the ones who know what you are doing. You know that you are projecting that which you see in your life. It is what you expect to see. You are the ones who have agreed that you are going to take that power and you are going to spread it as seeds among the seeming many. And you are going to love them because you have created them to be in your life. And you're going to say, wow, maybe not out loud, I have created you. I see you as an extension of life. I see you with a body. I see you going through experiences of life. I am creating you moment by moment. If I did not create you because of my belief system, you would not be. In truth, there is no separation, and you really don't exist, except as I see and expect you to exist. And that does not then cancel out your value. It only brings the belief system back to where it starts, to its origin, back to the one mind that projects out. But in truth, you as individuals do not exist, except as there is belief in your mind that the other ones exist. So if you are creating them, and I say unto you truly, you are, then make them the way you want them to be. Make them as friends. Happy, joyful, wanting to do things with you in a harmonious way, to bring about peace, to bring about enlightenment in the world. If in truth the other ones do not exist except as you bring them into your reality, lowercase r, then make them the beautiful beings that truly the extension of the one creative principle would dictate that they are. Hear that well. Go back and read that in your transcript. It went over the heads. But it is true. You are creating everything you experience. You have heard that before. You are creating all of the friends and not so friends in your life. In truth, they only exist as you believe them to exist. Therefore, you can see them differently. You can expect to see them differently. Now that takes a bit of playing with until you kind of practice. But it doesn't take too much practice before the penny drops in the slot and it's like, oh, okay, I understand, I see, I get a glimpse of that. Okay, and that means then that I can expect to see harmony in my world. Love. And you will. Many of you are going to a gathering in a couple of weeks where you are going to feel a lot of love. You have been to a gathering last year where you felt a lot of love. Ones are thirsty, hungering for it. And ones come expecting that they are going to be loved. They may not expect to find love with the other attendees, but they expect love from Jeshua, because my love is always there for you. But the miracle that happens, and all of you have experienced it, is that the love then is filtered through all of the friends, and everyone goes away from that gathering feeling that they have been uplifted, they have been touched by love. And many will say, well, that is because the ones who came were ready to love. But the truth of it is because the ones who came expected to find love. They came with open hearts, as you know, and they found love. Because love is all around you, all the time. It is what you truly are. Love, incarnate, expressing. And as you understand that about yourself, you begin to feel differently about yourself. You begin to know that truly it is the power of love that dictates to the mind what you are going to expect to see. And things change rapidly. That is why I can make the prediction that within the 12 to 15 months you are going to see big changes. You, and 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 you are going to see big changes because you are going to expect to see big changes. It has been prophesied. A master has spoken to you that it is going to happen. Many masters, in truth. And you are going to project out the belief that changes are going to happen. And what will you see? Changes. Right. The changes that you have prayed for many lifetimes. Now you have moved to the place where you are willing to see changes. Other lifetimes you expected to live the human life with all of its challenges, just because you wanted to play in the sandbox. You wanted to know what this sandbox felt like. What color was the sand? Was it heavy? Was it light? Was it gray? Was it pink? Was it green sand? What happened when you threw it up in the air? Did it come back down on top of you, or did it fly away somewhere? You wanted to know the different sandboxes. But in the back of your knowing, even in what you understand other lifetimes to be, there was a knowing, a hope, that you would come to a place of understanding that the sandbox was just a sandbox. Just a place to play. No judgment, but just a place to be creative. And so you have been very creative. And now you can look back and you can bless every creation. Every tight part of the hourglass that you have come through, you can bless it. Felt like a squeeze when you went through it. Didn't feel all that great. Sometimes you screamed to the heavens. But in truth, it was part of that energy that allowed you to squeeze through the narrow part of the hourglass into the other part of the hourglass. I use that as a concept because you understand the hourglass. Expect a miracle. Expect to change your mind. Expect to feel differently about yourself. Expect to take on the power of changing your beliefs. And then look for the miracles, because they will be there. Little ones and big ones. And that which you have thought to be difficult will find an ease in manifesting the answer to it. It will flow. Change your thoughts, you change your reality. It is as easy as that. Change your expectancy, and you change your reality. Lowercase r. But the power for changing your reality, lowercase r, comes from the reality of the capital R, because you are the extension of the one creative principle. You are energy. You are intelligence. You are the divine flow of beingness from before time began. You are the creators of time. And after the purpose of time has been fulfilled, and that may happen in the next 12 to 15 months, you are always going to be that which you are right now. The one divine self, the extension of the one divine source. So if you are that, and I guarantee you are, why not be happy? Expect to be happy, and you will be. And if you desire to live hundreds of years, you will. If you desire to move on and know other reality, lowercase r, you will do that too, because you will be creating it. Understand the power of your creativity. Begin to grasp it. Begin to understand the one mind that you are and that you tap into, and out of which you create everything that you see in your world. Do not take guilt, because nothing is judged. Nothing is judged. Everything serves the realization of at-one-ment. Everything brings you to the place where you are right now, where you have grasped a new idea, an understanding of how powerful you are. Expect to see me. Play with that one for a while. Expect to see me in the light body, as a physical body glowing. Feel me. I will take your hand. Feel my hand taking yours. Reach out right now and feel my hand taking your hand. Feel the energy. Know that always. That which I am, you are. So be it.